Alrighty. No spoilers. So we turn that off. Okay, so let's get the video set up. Just gonna have music in the background. It's fine. How do I want to do this? Oh God. Okay. Well. All right. So originally, I thought this hitbox, the case, anyways, was gonna come pre-assembled, right? So I was in a big enough box. I figured, you know, it'd be oh my God, didn't make me mic. All right, so anyways, it was in a big enough box, right, for this, so I figured it was going to be pre-assembled. Joke's on me, it was not. Thankfully it had instructions and stuff on how to assemble the case and whatnot. But hopefully everybody's doing good. Apparently I was muted, so that's nice. Anyways, so yeah, the first thing I had to do was, I actually thought that they didn't listen to what I said, because I'm like, oh, I want a gloss plaque. Mistake. But that's not the point. So actually I need to lower this down a little bit. There we go. All right, now it's not as impressive. Yeah, so I thought that they didn't do it I wanted them to do, which was a gloss black, right? Mistake, for sure, because fingerprints all over the place, everywhere. Everywhere's fingerprints. So they said like, oh, take the masking tape off. So I didn't I didn't think this come off, but I just pulled at it at one point and it's like, okay, it comes off, cool. So just doing commentary for the video. Yeah.
Okay, we're starting the stream.
I know. Just the easiest way to do it. But yeah, so we're getting it. I feel like I was required by law to post at least one normal speed, like demasking or peeling video here. The rest of it's sped up, but it took like 30 minutes to get all this masking tape off. It took a hot minute. I think I recorded for 4 hours yesterday. Ended up, the video is only like 40 minutes. Yo, Dragonfire, how you doing? So yeah, right now we're going over the case building that the parts are actually gonna go into. So parts I actually got for this, just to let y'all know, I got a Eternal Rival S-Rank enclosure that was linked to me by... Oh, I'm so sorry, Dragonfire. Holy crap. Hopefully everything goes well, man. Your computer died outright? Holy crap. Jeez Louise. That's weak sauce. But I got the Eternal Rival custom stick that was linked to me by Kezcade. And from there... Yo, Rusty, how you doing? I've got the stuff that's going inside. I got the Brook's retro board. This is designed to work with like Super Nintendo, all that stuff. Yo, Blue Heart with the Raid. Let's heckin' go. So yeah, this works with it works with a bunch of consoles. So this retro board works with what? PC, Xbox, PS2, PlayStation, GameCube, Dreamcast, Saturn, NES, and Super Nintendo. No N64, sadly, but it's fine because I'm using this for Super Nintendo. And basically, I could use it for a regular Nintendo if I wanted to. I would just have to like do some stuff. I'd have to buy like a different thingamabobber. Yo, Blue Heart, thank you so much for the raid. Hopefully you had a wonderful stream today. So yeah, I sped this up because this takes a while. Buttons, I got 2 30mm buttons, and the rest are 24mm, like 10 24mm buttons. They're all Sanwa. I did order 4 mechanical buttons because I want to try them out. We'll talk about that later. But other than that, I mean, all I had to get was a converter, a 5-pin converter, which was like $3 for what is it? The 20-pin. So you need like a 5-pin converter for the D-pad. Other than that, this build went smooth. Everything was working fine. I just learned that I have to do it a little differently, right? So I can't actually have my Hitbox plugged into my Super NT when I start it up. I have to actually turn on the Super NT, then plug it in, and then it will register because it won't work otherwise. Kind of weird, but you know, whatever. I'll make it work. That's fine. Yo, heck yeah, Dragonfire, let's go. That's good to hear. Yeah, at least you had a backup, you know, coming. That's cool. Yeah, so we're just finishing up. These are side panels that I'm undoing right now. The bigger ones are, of course, you know, top and bottom. Side panels. It takes 2 of these things per side panel. This is actually pretty sturdy, to be fair. So I'm really happy with that. Your laptop's gonna have better specs. Let's go. Heck yeah, dude. Upgrade. So yeah, assembling this was pretty easy. I did do it wrong the first time, the top set, but I did go back and I just removed that section. I mean, that's also so this third piece down, you have to like screw in 2 pieces beforehand. And then if you're gonna mount a board through the stuff they give you, you can do it that way. I did not. Mine came with like little double-sided sticky tape standoffs, so I just plopped it on there and called it a day. Yeah, so this is, I was trying to keep the fingerprints to a minimum. I even went and got a towel and everything. It didn't work. My hands, like, even if I wash my hands are still greasy. Like, it doesn't matter. Ugh. So yeah, reading instructions, all that jazz. The instructions are pretty good. Where it slowed down a lot was wiring. That was a nightmare. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was kind of bad. Yeah, so that top section is 3 pieces basically on top of each other. That allows you to have space and support for the buttons when you screw them in. Yeah, instructions were pretty straightforward. Let's see. Building the side panels, which are basically just stick them on top of each other and screw them together with the safety washer. Like, not much going on here. So because I have to unplug and plug in. Right. Well, putting it together took me like 4 or 5 hours. Like, with troubleshooting, basically. But that's not bad. So because I have to plug it in and out of my Super NT a bunch, I actually have an extender cable that I'm going to use to plug and unplug from, so that way I don't wear out the port on the actual Super NT. Because that's $10. I don't know how to replace the port on the NT, so I'd rather wear out this extender than anything. So, because I have to unplug it every time before I turn the NT on. Yeah, just assembling side panels here. Gonna do that little safety washer. And then, as you can see on the sides, there are slots. So basically, there's a little bit fatter pieces that go on the inside, and those are going to fit in those slots, and the outside is going to line up perfectly for the sides. Yeah, I mean, I was definitely playing around with it a little bit yesterday. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I played around with it a little bit. It's not as bad as I thought. It's a little weird, right? But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The only thing that sucks is there's like really no way to secure these until you get it all set together, right? So you put this on, right? And that kind of secures them. Not really. So
could you imagine if it was purple?
What I ended up doing here was, because if you put the back on, you can't access anything, right? You have to unhook it to do everything. And I wanted to put the board on the back. So what I ended up doing was I ended up super gluing the slats here in place, so they were with that one thing, that one piece on the top there, so that way it wouldn't just fall apart as I'm trying to put pieces in. So yeah, I went and found some. I have super glue, of course, because I work with, you know, miniature grade figurines. So I just super glued the shit out of this. So I just dropped a fat amount of super glue on this. Got that crazy glue. Time to go crazy. Yeah, we just pumped it. I just pumped it and let it dry. Yeah. Try and get it clean. Yeah, and then just drop super glue on it. Try and get it in the edges, right? It worked pretty well. So yeah, just slap super glue on there, so that way I don't have to worry about it. Because this will definitely fall apart on you if you're trying to like put components in, and then it'd be a real pain in the butt. You got a job interview tomorrow? Let's go. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah, Dragonfire, let's go. Hell yeah, man. Yo, happy to hear it, my dude. Hell yeah. All right, so kind of just chilling. I should have cut this out, but you know, I did some really quick editing for this. Ah! How long were we just sitting here? I don't think it's too long. This is like 400% speed, so. Okay, I think we hit it again. I hit it again because it was a little loose. And I really want to make sure that this will stay together if like I pull it out, right? Because I didn't glue the slats into the top, just in case I decide to swap the top, right? If I wanted to get a different layout, that way I don't have to buy a whole new case. I can just buy a whole new top. Oh yeah, no, for sure. Laptops ain't cheap. That's very true. Very, very, very true. So yeah, we're not missing it. I recorded this without audio, so we're not missing anything by like it being quiet for like the actual build. There was no build ASMR, sadly. So I'm like setting up the feet, that kind of stuff. While I'm waiting for this to dry. Eating a taco while building? If only. I'm not hungry right now though, so like I can't just whip out a taco. Yeah, I mean my hands are already greasy enough. The last thing I need is more grease on this poor case. But how you doing today, Henry Choo Shoes? Ugh. I should have edited this a little bit. That's fine. A watching glue dry stream? Hell yeah, Ever Sam, you know what's up. What is this thing? This is my Hitbox. This is the Hitbox build.
Ian Arnold sniffed it, he's pretty sure.
You was viewer 1? Yo, good looking, good looking.
But he did sniff it, he pressed.
Okay. Skipping ahead. Okay. Alright, skipping ahead because apparently it was like... So, what does it do? A Hitbox allows me essentially to play Super Nintendo like I'm playing on a keyboard. Basically. It's easier on my hands a lot. So, that's why I got it. Alright, so we're going to be installing the RJ45. Yo, Henry. Hell yeah, dude. Afterwork tabs, let's go. Alright, so installing the RJ45 port. This is just like... This is the way... This is a weird conversion, I'm not gonna lie. The RJ45 is... I'm familiar with it because it's the same port on my DDR pad. Because I'd have to be able to convert that to Super Nintendo. Like as an actual Super Nintendo input. That and the buttons are a little too small. So yeah, it's just this little chip. It like goes on the... It goes on the outside, and basically that has a converter. I have a converter for it to be used for PC or Super Nintendo. I could easily get one for Nintendo. It is Ethernet, yeah, but you convert it. How much have I played with it so far? Probably like 20 minutes. Because people wanted to watch me be bad with it, so. Yeah. Yeah, so I got like a special cable to convert RJ45 to Super Nintendo. So yeah, I can't remember what this is called. It's like a, I can look it up real quick. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. This is, what do they call it? A Nutric hole. So it's a Nutric adapter. Until I get good with it. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it'll probably be pretty bad. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna do a lot of grinding off stream, but like the first day I wanted to do on stream, so y'all could see how bad I am at this. I don't know what I was doing here. Being bad. So I tried to use like the rubber spacer that came with it, but it just wouldn't fit, so whatever. So yeah, we're basically from the retro board, the Brook retro board, there's gonna be a patch cable to that on the inside, and then you plug it in to the other way. Like, you don't even have to have that. You could just literally run the cable through the board. Like, you don't have to use that. Right? This is the weirdest Mario World Kaizo ever? Yo. Hold on. After this video, we'll get into Kaizo. How you doing, Zoldak? All right, so at this point, we are installing buttons. So I bought Sanwa buttons. Yeah, that's how Kaizo blocks are made. So I got my buttons are color coded, right? So blue for X, B is yellow, obviously. Red is A button, green is the Y button. The gray buttons I got are for start select, right and left bumpers. And then the black is for the D-pad. Yeah, it's a hitbox. I made a hitbox yesterday. So I got a crap ton of buttons. I have 4 new buttons coming. They're mechanical switches. So I'm gonna try them out. They're cherry switches for the hitbox. I'm gonna see if I like those over the Sanwa ones, because I know people have used those before. So yeah, buttons are really easy to install. You just unscrew it, push it through, and then screw it on the back. It's like really easy. I spent more than I care to admit, yes, but I'm considering an investment on my hands. And also, it's an investment because finding replacement parts for Super Nintendo controllers is getting increasingly difficult. Like, it's hard to find good parts for Super Nintendo controllers. And that's the issue. And spending like, you know, $60, $70 a pop on controllers on like brand new ones. So, and I mean, if I'm doing this for like, you know, if I'm doing this as a job, right, I want to make sure my hands are good, because there are some days after stream where my thumbs just hurt, right? But this is like basically like typing for the most part. So, all right, so we're just getting the rest of the buttons in. It's pretty straightforward. The buttons for the controller, the actual like the button side are color coded. D-pad, I was kind of looking around and kind of checking out what the layout was. I ended up swapping that left black button because it didn't make sense for that one to be black. I actually think like in the middle of this, I actually looked up Tofu's stream and stuff. Straight ignored. What's up, Moose? How you doing? Am I doing Grand Poo World after this? No. You're crazy. I want to get better at it. We'll probably end up finishing Grand Poo World on controller, to be honest. I probably won't do Hitbox streams unless I'm playing like easy hacks. So I'll probably finish Grand Poo World on controller. Are people not making replica SNES controllers that are good enough? No, they're not. Third-party SNES controllers, I've always had really bad times with. They're just not up to the standards of Nintendo. I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing real good. Tried out a new blade, cut the shit out of my face today. Tried the Astra blades and just beat the hell out of my face, so. So I gotta figure that out. Speedrun regular Mario games? Maybe. If I would assume that if you can play a game on emulator and use keyboard, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that, Moose. That's why. Yo, Sabako, how you doing? Just speedrun regular Mario games with it? I don't know. Maybe? That's a whole nother thing. I don't know how much speedrunning I'm actually gonna be doing. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with the Astra Blades a little bit and we'll see if they're any good. Yeah, so the way it works is on the D-pad is my thumb on the bottom there. True, right? LCC. I mean, on SMW you can do that too, but you can obviously tell when somebody's doing it. But I mean, you could do that on emulator, so right? I mean, if it's obvious you're doing something like no left, right, and you're left writing, you know, don't do sketch shit. But yeah, so the thumb is up. The thumb is up. The left, right are on the left and right respectively, and then down is the very top button. It feels pretty natural, I'm not gonna lie. So that's fine. right, so all the buttons are installed. Now we are getting ready to set up the Retro Brook board, the Brook Retro board. This one I was kind of scared of. This took me a minute to get because this 20-pin adapter like didn't want to go in, and I didn't really want to force it because the stupid board was expensive. Last thing I needed to do was break it. Oh, nice. You have those headphones? They're good headphones. All right, so here's the board. I think I've had mine for like 6 years now. And the only thing I've replaced is the padding. I've only done that twice, so there's the board. Here's a 20-pin converter. This is kind of a mess to figure out because there's not really anything telling you what orientation you need to plug this in. So I finally figured it out that the empty sockets, the pins with no wires, are going to be on the left, or 19 and 20. 1 and 2 are going to be the start of your D-pad, right? That's all the way on the right. So, because the only pictures I see are for multi-conversion boxes. So I actually looked at the pin layout, which you're going to do a lot of if you're building one of these, because pin layout is important. Because every cable on that does something, or it's either a power or ground, right? So it's either for a specific button, or it's a ground that can go anywhere. You just have to have one of both. Or you have to have a ground on them, and then, you know, if you want a button to do something, it actually has to be plugged in. I'm kind of looking it up because I'm a little confused here as to like how to plug it in. Okay, so I cut to just finally just getting it. You really have to push down on this a lot more than you think. You almost feel like you're gonna break it. You're not. As long as you're lined up, you're fine. Yeah, you really gotta get it. Like, I put a scary amount of pressure on this thing, which is kind of stupid. And then I also have a 5-pin adapter for the D-pad, which is that end I'm touching now. Yeah, it's Kakuception's old deck. So here's the 5-pin converter. This is just for the D-pad. You need this for the D-pad. And now everybody's favorite part, wiring. So yeah, I noticed that some of the glue dried on the back of this, so that was the inside. Nobody will see it. Nobody will see it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Some of the glue dried on the inside. Ah, don't worry about it. That's now the inside. Don't even worry about it. Also, look at all them fingerprints. Jesus, I should have got matte black. Yeah, shout out to the Oakland Raiders, or the Las Vegas Raiders now. So I'm trying to find the orientation of where I want this, right, where I want this at. And these are just cool little standoffs. They're like, it's like double-sided sticky tape standoffs. Right, you just pop them in and then you pull the backing off and then just slap them on the board there, and cool, we're done. Easy. They're not actually touching the tape, just letting people know. There are other ways you can do this, but like this is the easiest way, and I think it just comes with the board, so just use it. Right? If you need more double-sided sticky tape, you could just take those, buy some double-sided sticky tape, and stick it to the double-sided sticky tape. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. There we go. Cool. That's in. Now comes the fun part. Figuring out what does what. So that long black one that's like daisy chained, that's a ground. I'm just kind of trying to figure out the orientation here. And then here's my wonderful pin layout. I studied this thing so much. My God, because like 90% of this is useless, sadly, for me, because we have that converter. That blue piece on the retro board, if you like had split apart a SNES controller and were wiring it like that, like individually, you would use those. And you would need the pin layout, but the 20 pin is a little bit easier. It's just a matter of matching up the colors and stuff. So I think the first couple I do at normal speed, and then or like 200% speed, and the rest I just really speed up. So, because I mean this is pretty straightforward. Just it's a very slow process. I had to redo the grounds a couple times to find a way that it would work. Also, if you've never used, all these cables are like zip tied for God knows what reason. I guess it does make it a little bit easier, but I ended up breaking all the zip ties, so whatever. Because I needed more space. Hi. Oh, I'm good. Come on. I'll have some money. Yeah, so wiring this up. Trying to make sure I have the orientation right that I want. I did actually in the end up plugging in the start and select buttons backwards, because I wanted to start on the right and the select on the left, so it kind of mirrors the Super Nintendo controller. Alright. I think here I was looking up like Tofu's orientation and stuff. Oh my God. This is where I swap the button. So it matched up color wise. This is all about matching up colors and positions, because there's no color coding, right? It's the position of the pin in the in that converter. So every button gets a colored cable and then a black ground. What was weird is at the end there was actually one of the buttons that had a black cable. Like whoever designed that was an idiot. Just make it a repeat color. Jeez Louise. They're like, no, we're gonna use the same color as the ground, which is right next to it. Good thing I didn't need that button, but still. And honestly, plugging these in are easy. They're like little, like they look like outlet plugs, and you just like stick this thing over it. It's super easy. It takes like, plugging this in is just like, whoop, done. Easy money. Yeah, I ended up using some toenail clippers to clip these zip ties off. So, gotta do what you gotta do, because you can't fit a knife in there, right? And I really wanted to make sure that I didn't accidentally snip a cable, because that's a blow up. I mean, it's hard plastic. I'd be more scared of like cutting myself at that point, honestly. So when I was going to update this, right? Because you can update the firmware when you plug it in the PC. It told me to hold B in the start button. Well, little did I know that I accidentally programmed the start and select button backwards. So I was like, what is happening, right? Like, there's no way Genius Kaku. Oh, dude, the legendary toenail clippers here. Yo, Thin Glizzy. So yeah, I programmed them backwards. I ended up figuring it out and got to work, and then I redid them. But yeah. The ones that were a pain were were the bottom ones, the 30mm bottom ones. Those were a pain to do. Yeah, when you're plugging in the grounds, it doesn't matter the order, right? As long as it has a ground, it literally does not matter. There's no specific order in which the grounds need to be placed. So yeah, this was just like a good project, you know? We ended up watching Kung Pao Enter the Fist and Spirited Away while I was assembling these, because we tried to watch Monogatari, and then I realized very quickly you can't do that because I can't pay attention to subtitles and do this. I used a light because I needed to see what color the cables were at certain positions so I could follow the leads. Oh yeah, I'm Link's father. Wee. Yeah, so good. I love Kung Pao Enter the Fist is like one of my favorite movies. Yeah, so I thought there was gonna be like more plugs or something, like a power or something like that for this retro board. No, just this is all you need. That and the RJ45. Shh, don't look at the time. In total, about 280. With the new buttons, we're pushing 300. I mean, I knew that going in though, right? The retro board was 80 bucks. The case was like $100 after shipping and tax. Buttons add up very quickly. Converter, the 5-pin converter was like $4. The Super Nintendo cable, RJ45 cable, was like 15. Buttons are anywhere from like $3 to $5 a piece. So they add up. They add up really quick. But I think this is a good investment overall, because it'll be a lot more accurate. I won't be able to, I can still fat finger stuff, but the chances of me fat fingering an input now are much lower, right? Also, this was a lot of fun, to be honest. So I actually really enjoyed doing this. This is really cool, because I've never done anything like this before. Like, I have an arcade stick, but I bought it pre-done already. It's technically cheaper. But it's gonna take a couple weeks, because it's a lot different. It's a lot different. And here we are doing grounds, and then I end up redoing the grounds on the right side because I'm trying to make them more efficiently spread out. Because I think at this point I still needed a ground to go to the left bumper. Right, but things come naturally, right? So, I mean, like, hooking car audio is fun. I have no idea how to even do that. I wish I knew more about cars. I just don't. Like, I know a little bit, but like not very much. Like, whenever I get repairs on my car, I try and learn as much as I can about it, but Yeah, it's not, computers were my thing when I grew up, right?
Like, just
Not this. That one on the right there, that black button is just extra, apparently. So that's an extra button, whatever.
I'm not previously.
Probably end up swapping out a left or right button at some point in time, and I'll just use that, right? Redoing the grounds. So I finished the initial build in like 2 hours, but then I spent like 3 hours troubleshooting because I couldn't get it to work. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing Kaizo on this, and then I think after this I just plug in a patch cable, and we're basically set. Yeah, it's just a patch cable that goes from there to there, so you can swap the inputs. I ended up changing like how that oriented in there, but that's not a big deal. That sounds harder. It's gonna be a lot easier on my hands. I do have some silencers and stuff, but but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the Hitbox build, right? All right, and this is what it looks like finished. Oh. So, yeah, pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, Tofu, Noble Tofu, Cascade, Slatanic. Yo, Trisha, how you doing? There's a lot of people that use Hitboxes. I think Marcy started using Hitbox. I built my own. A lot of people did get them like professionally made, right? But that would just tack on more money. Well, it's like playing on a keyboard. You know? It's a lot more accurate. Yeah. And then this is just the USB for the PC. And after this, I just updated it to the newest firmware, which fixes an issue with Super Mario World specifically. So that's good. And then, yeah, that's basically it. I mean, that's all there is to it, you know? So yeah, now we're gonna play some baby Kaizo games.